Hi, everybody. Welcome. Today is the last Sunday of the year. And then, of course, in the theme of last Sunday of the year, we're going to welcome a brand new year of 2021. My name is Jerell, and this program is brought to you by Artsphere 1969, Japanese lesson. All right. And then, if you have the time right now, please do like us, share, and subscribe to Artsphere 1969. So last Sunday of the year in Japanese is called Saigo no Nichiyobi. Saigo no Nichiyobi. Ne. So of course, last day of the year, then less than a week, we will have the brand new year of 2021 coming towards us. So I'm going to share with you what does the Japanese do leading to the new year. All right, the culture that they have, the habits that they have, and some of the keywords that you always see during this period, right? And then, of course, leading to the new year, there's this keyword. If you go to Japan right now, you always hear this thing called Nenmatsu Nenshi, okay, which is behind my screen. Nenmatsu Nenshi. Nenmatsu means end of year. Nenshi is beginning of the year. So if you walk along the shopping belt of Japan, you always see Nenmatsu Nenshi sale, all right, promotion. Even in the TV commercial, you see a lot of Nenmatsu Nenshi, restaurant, Nenmatsu Nenshi. All right, so this is one of the vocabulary I like to share with you today. Leading to the new year in Japan, you will always see these four Chinese or other kanji, Nenmatsu Nenshi. Okay, so New Year. Before the New Year, there's always such a thing called New Year's Eve. All right, and then in New Year's Eve is pronounced as Omisoka. Omisoka. Right, so Omisoka is New Year Eve. There is one keyword that you also want to learn. New Year Eve is called Omisoka. And then in Japan, they also have a special dish during the New Year to celebrate. This particular dish is a New Year dish directly translated in English, but in Japanese it's called Osetsu ryori. Osetsu ryori. Right, so it comes in sets. It can be in 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. Almost every family will order osetsu ryori. And because what is inside the osetsu ryori are, of course, you see lobsters, you see some, all these beautiful display food. They have a special meaning, all right? All the good meaning that you can think of, like, be happy, sweet, good fortune, etc., etc. So Japanese always order osetsu ryori from restaurants to celebrate the new year, and they eat this particular dish on Omisoka, which is the New Year Eve day, right? Okay. Okay. So what happened next is on New Year Eve, the way the Japanese celebrate is a little bit different from most Asian countries where we have a lot of what we call that loud celebration. But in Japan, it's a little bit different. Actually, the Japanese, how they celebrate the New Year is, of course, the key television broadcasting station. They have a lot of programs, all special program leading to the New Year day, right? But on the eve, everybody does know in NHK, one of the largest broadcasting stations, they always have the Kohaku. Kohaku means red and white theme of all the celebrities that has been doing very well in that particular year, and they compete with each other. So this is a traditional program that most Japanese family tune into, all right? And then there are other key programs also. There are some fighting program, championship, and then there's some program that are very comedy that last for like 3 hours, 4 hours, all leading up to the beginning of the new year, right? And then along this time, about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, many Japanese will start to travel to the various shrines or temple, okay? Because they do go to this temple and shrine, waiting for the clock to strike 12 and the new year start. and then they will start praying and give thanks for the year. All right, and then when the clock strike, before the clock strike 12, some of the temple, the big one, the old traditional ones, they have this priest, okay, where they do chanting and do prayers, and then they will start hitting the big bell that can be a few hundred years ago. This is called Joya no Kane. Joya no Kane. Okay? Joya no Kane. Okay, this is the bell where the priest will start to strike before the new year arrives. Okay? So far, so good. You're liking it? Yeah? Get to know more about the Japanese culture of celebrating the new year. And again, welcome to ArcSphere 1969. This is the last Sunday and my last Japanese lesson. Do like us, share, and then subscribe to our channel. All right. And today's topic is all about Japanese celebrating the New Year. What do they do? Some of the key vocabulary that you need to know, I'd like to share with you. All right. So New Year's Day is called Gantang. Gantang is called New Year's Day. So recap, New Year Eve is Omisoka. And then the Japanese will order a special dish called Osetsuryori. And New Year's Day is called Gantang. Gantang. And you see, the background I have for you, this is how it looks like. Many families, really, they will go to the different parts because Japan is a very large country, like you may know. So, in fact, every region, every prefecture, they will have a particular jinja or tera where everybody go and pray for happiness and fortune for the next year and thanks for everything for this particular year. So New Year's Day is called Gantang. Gantang. And then just now when I first started, I should have shared this with you. Remember, when you get to see your friends on a New Year Day in Japan, you can always give this greeting. It's called Akemashite Omedetou Gozaimasu. Akemashite Omedetou Gozaimasu. Akemashite means, opening up a new day. Akemashite. Omedetou Gozaimasu is, of course, you have already known for my previous lesson, is congratulations. But in short, direct translation in English is Happy New Year. Akemashite Omedetou Gozaimasu. Okay? So just recap again, right? Omisoka is New Year Eve. Gantang is New Year Day. Osetsuryori is the special dish that the Japanese order during that particular, to celebrate that New Year Day. And all the dishes there have a special meaning, just like the Chinese we also have, right? All the good things they can think about. Yeah, like, good fortune, like happiness, like the sweet, etc., etc. All right? Okay, so key greeting, Agemashite Omedetou Gozaimasu. Okay, and then of course in Japan, again, I'm talking about this period, yeah? It's called Oshogatsu. So when you cross January 1st, all right, for the next 7 days, they will consider that period Oshogatsu, right? So to the Japanese, this is very important because it's the beginning of a new year, all right? So in Japan, most corporation, or rather most working population will stop work on December the 28th, and then the celebration will last all the way to January 4th, usually. But this year is a little bit different, all right, because we know it's different due to coronavirus, etc., etc. The whole world is thrown into a standstill. So this year, Japan is a little bit different because, like what I mentioned just now, they go to the temple to pray during Omisoka, leading up the New Year. Already many temples and shrines in Japan right now are already preparing and allowing the Japanese population to go to the temple and pray in advance. Actually, right now they are doing it. And it is especially so why, if you have been listening to the news or catching up with the news, Japan right now is also in a very critical situation in terms of the outspread of the coronavirus. In fact, for the last 4 days, every day they have increased. They hit new record. For Japan, it's almost close to 1,000 cases a day. And then the whole of Japan yesterday was about 3,800 cases. All these are all-time high record, and it was consecutive days. So because of this, they are starting to celebrate, so-called not celebrate, I mean, they're starting to go to the temple to do prayers earlier. All right, but anyway, we still think about good things, happy things, and New Year in Japan is called Oshogatsu. This is one keyword you see everywhere you go in Japan right now. Oshogatsu. And then just like the Chinese, we also give, not offering, we give red packet to our seniors, we give red packet to the children. In Japan, they also have the same culture, but they do not call red packet as the Chinese does. They call it otoshitama. Otoshitama. So if you go to Japan right now, you go to all the bookshop or stationery, and even go to the convenience store, you see that they hang a lot of otoshitama packet. It's usually white in color, very colorful, very cute pictures, and then that is where you put your money, right? Can be from 1,000 yen to 1,000 yen, depending. Yeah, that is the kind of so-called standard. But otoshitama is something that the elders give to the young children, and of course for the junior to give to the senior. Like me, I'll be giving to my mom, etc., etc. Okay. So they do not have red packet like the Chinese does, but they have otoshitama. Otoshitama, loosely translated as New Year present. New Year present. Okay. All right. Like I also have shared, Japan celebrate New Year January 1st. So to them, it's a very important day. And on the first day, there are many activities that happen. So for those who actually travel out to the different shrine and temple to make their first offering, some will also drive to the various spots. In fact, the TV stations every year, they will even give a snapshot or introduction of where you can catch the first sunrise. All right, the different places along the coast of Japan. Yeah, so if you talk about Tokyo area, most people will go and catch the first sunrise out from Mount Fuji. And they have this word that represents the first sunrise, and everybody wants to go and catch the first sunrise of the year. It's called Hatsuhinode. Hatsuhinode. Hatsuhinode, the first sunrise. So if you're in Kyushu, you may go to Miyazaki because it's a coastal area. If you go to Hokkaido, there will be other areas. But the TV stations will actually let you know, and many people actually will drive up, and they will drive actually pretty early. Like, maybe some even do it after they go to the temple and they start driving to the coastline, and then it's still cold, but then they'll set up their so-called the place that they reserve, the nice spot, and then wait for the first sunrise, and then they'll take picture and then make their prayers again. All right, and this is called Hatsuhinode. So everything you hear that during this period is a lot of hatsu, hatsu, hatsu. Hatsu means first time, first, right? So another hatsu will be Hatsuri. Hatsuri, all the big department stores that you know, like we have here in Singapore, like Takashimaya, Isetan, they will have Hatsuri. Right? In Hatsuri, the department stores, they also prepare a lot of lucky bags, okay? Where people can go in and get this lucky bag. Probably you pay 1,000 yen, but the bag itself is worth 2,000 yen. So it's value for money. And many people actually rush for all this Hatsuri. In fact, there are many people queue up in front of their favorite department stores and wait for the store to open, and they start rushing in. Okay, they will know what they want to get already because there were promotion before this Hatsuri. So many people will rush in, and then they will go to their favorite department, maybe cosmetic, maybe sports department, maybe the gents department, and they will grab the lucky bag. All right, so the first New Year sale in Japan is Hatsuri, and most people will go for this sale because it's value for money. What is inside, you do not know, but definitely whatever you pay, let's say 1,000 yen, you will get maybe 1,500 yen. You will get 2,000 yen worth of present. Not present, but goods, yeah? Okay, and then what they rush for is this thing called fukubukuro. Fukubukuro, lucky bag. All right, so almost all businesses will have lucky bag. Even those small mama shop, they will have lucky bag, right? And this is again like a tradition among the Japanese. On the first day, they will go to the shopping malls, they go to the restaurants, and they'll try to get fukupukuro, right? Lucky bag. So far, so good. You like how the Japanese celebrate the New Year? I like it because it's very quiet. It's very quiet. And then this is another one that is most important. I have been talking about it many times because I also partake in it. It's called Hatsumode. Hatsumode, that is the first prayer. The first prayer on for those who are really serious about it, they will do in the night of Omisoka, right? 10 o'clock p.m. They start going to all the temples. They will line up quietly, trying to get into the temple and wait for the New Year day to come. And then they start to make their first prayer. So first prayer in Japanese is called Hatsumode. Hatsumode. All right, so you know Tera and Jinja, that's where they go, all right? And then the last that I've checked, there's about 30 famous Tera and Jinja most people will visit, right? And then in Tokyo, they will go to this Narita temple. And then, of course, when in Kyushu, the most famous one, and I've introduced it before a couple of times, is Daizaifu in Fukuoka. Many people will go, all right? It will be hundreds and thousands of people. They will go to Daizaifu. Okay? So, Tera or Jinja, that's where you go to do your Hatsumode. Now, okay, while you are still hearing me, because Hatsumode is so important, later I'm going to share with you what you are going to do when you go to do your prayer in a jinja or in a shrine. Okay, there is a method of doing it. Of course, most places, some temple may be a little bit different, but most places will be the same. So I just like to share with you, if you go to a Japanese temple, especially on New Year Day, you must know what to do so that you do not make some of the common mistakes that will embarrass yourself. Yeah. Okay, so now you see the slides go through. If you can remember, that's good, yeah? All the new vocabulary that I'm sharing with you, all right? Okay, so far so good. Again, for those who have just joined us, all right, this is the last Sunday production from Arcsphere. I'm going to share with you how Japanese celebrate the New Year on a New Year Day. Okay, so when you go to the temple, of course, the first thing we're going to do is to show respect to the gods. Okay, so we will bow before entering. And it's very obvious when you go to a Tera or a Jinja in Japan, there is this red, usually red in color, all right? It's like a gate, okay? In Japanese, it's called tori, all right? So when you reach there, when you see the tori, what you do is you bow. You bow to show respect, yeah? Especially on a New Year Day. Then the next thing you do is that once you walk in, depending on how big the jinja or the temple is, okay, like the one in Tokyo, Meiji Jingu, you probably have to walk close to 800 meters to a kilometer before you reach so-called the main entrance. Okay, the tori is entrance, but you will walk quite a distance. It's a beautiful walk, right? And then you will see a purification area, and that's where you have to wash and clean your hands to purify yourself, okay? And then while you're walking towards the shrine, do not walk in the middle. You have to walk on the side. Why? Because in the middle is meant for the spirits, for the gods. So we have to respect the spirits, we have to respect the gods. So when you walk into any temple or any shrine in Japan, you walk by the side. It can be on the left side, it can be on the right side, but just walk by the side, right, towards the shrine. So these are the three things you have to remember. And then once you enter, you know it when you enter because everybody will start to pray and to bow, and then you go right in front of the shrine. You bow slightly and sincerely. Bow slightly and sincerely. Right? And then in front, usually you'll see this Zaizen Bako. Okay? Zaizen Bako is a wooden box, usually very old because all temples are very old in Japan. Usually some of them are on average more than 100 years old. You toss a coin. And if you realize Japan, they have this 5 yen coin and a 50 yen coin. Okay, the 5 yen coin and 50 yen coin, they do have a hole inside, in between. And then the reason why most people may throw a 50 yen coin or 5 yen coin because 5 yen is pronounced as goen, and then a 50 yen coin is pronounced as gojuan. But basically, goen means fated, destiny, right? So it has a good meaning to it. So when you pray, you can throw a 5 yen coin and then you do your prayers, right? Toss a coin into the Zaizen Bako. Okay, and then in front of Zaizen Bako, you see a big, huge rope coming down, and then there's a big bell, all right? Usually, after you toss the coin, you shake the bell, shake 2 to 3 times, cling, 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 all right? And then you start to make your prayers, all right? And then how you do your prayers, you deeply bow twice. You deeply bow twice, and then you clap twice, and then you make a prayer. Yeah? And you pray. Right? Pray whatever you want. Okay? And then after you're done praying, you bow once more. You bow once more and then you exit. All right. So this is a purification place where I, mentioned earlier. If you want to know the Japanese name for it, it's called Temizuya. Okay, that's where you clean your hands, wash your mouth, okay? And Zaizen Bako, that's where you toss your coin, all right? Like I mentioned to you earlier, Zaizen Bako. Okay, so very quickly, again, since it's still a Japanese so-called lesson, I'd just like to remind everybody some of the Japanese dialogue that you would like to know. May I know what is this? これは何ですか? May I know what is this? これは何ですか? All right? Because when you go to a temple, there's also many things that you would like to buy, auspicious souvenir that you want to bring home, right? One of those is omamori, the lucky charm or amulet. Okay, the lucky charm can be of different so-called meaning. Usually I will go and get one that says, drive safely, traffic, 交通安全, drive safely. For children, you of course, buy one that say that they have good progress in their schoolwork. And for businessmen, they will love to have a prosperous business. All right. So that's why you have to be able to ask this question when you go get this lucky charm. May I know what is this? これは何ですか? これは何ですか? So omamori are the amulet. So this is omamori. You will hear this from the person that is selling you. They say, これはomamori desu. これはomamori desu. Omamori again is lucky charm or amulet. Okay. And then because there are many things there, you may want to know what is that particular item over there. You can ask, あれは何ですか? あれは何ですか? あれは is over there, right? So あれは何ですか? So probably you are asking about what is this? All the wooden plaque, hanging around. This is called ema. Ema is a wooden plaque for making wishes. And actually in Japan, many people buy ema and they write down their wishes, especially students and sports person, professional sports team. They will go and pray in a temple. They will buy an ema and they will write their wish, right? To do well in the entrance exam to get to a particular school. And for some sports teams, they want to be champion in Japan, etc., etc. So you can always buy, for us also buy EMA, and you can write in English. It doesn't matter, because right now, many tourists visit Japan and they buy EMA, they write their wishes, and they hang up in the temple. Okay? So when you ask Arewa nan desu ka, you will hear this. Arewa EMA desu. Arewa EMA desu. Yeah? So EMA is the wooden plug where you write your wish. So if you'd like to have 2 of the EMA, you can say, それを2つお願いします。それを2つお願いします。I would like to have 2 of that, please. ね、2つお願いします。2つ is 2. And then, of course, you have to pay, right? This is something we always hear, and it's good to revise again. How much is it? In Japanese is いくらですか? いくらですか? Easy, yeah? All right, and then, of course, for auspicious, I like to choose 5000. Yeah? So 5000お願いします。5000お願いします. Right? Remember, I share with you when they toss a coin, usually they toss 5 yen or 50 yen. It means good fortune, good destiny. So far, so good. And then this is something that many people will do. I actually, for the longest time, have not done it because I'm so afraid of picking omikuji that is not up to my liking. All right, but everybody go to a shrine. You have a chance. You can pick one of these oracle or fortune. In Japanese, it's called omikuji. Omikuji. All right, it's usually by the side of the store. And then it's volunteer. They believe that you're honest enough to drop the 100 yen coin or 200 yen coin, and then you pick your own omikuji. And once you open an omikuji, in the past, usually it's in Japanese, but even if you don't understand Japanese, it's fine. If you understand simple kanji, it comes in different level of happiness or fortune. Of course, the best one you see will be daikichi. Daikichi means the best fortune. Or if you are a little bit down in your luck, you will get hyo. Hyo. Okay? Hyo means a little bit worse in terms of luck. So there are different categories. All right? But fret not. Now it's in English too. So you can go to those that you know that they have English omikuji. You see? Like this particular person is so lucky. The first thing you see is a kichi, right? Ji in the Chinese character, kichi. And in English now you can see, right? It says your fortune. Kichi means good luck. Do not waver and go for it. So they have also English omikuji nowadays. I have not come across a Chinese one. I believe they also have Korean ones, depending on the different temple. All right, so even foreigners like us right now who don't understand Japanese, you go to a Terra or you go to the Jinja, you drop your 100 yen coin or 200 yen coin, you pick your omikuji, you may get one in the English translation version. All right, so it will tell you your fortune, like your marriage, you know, is it good time to travel, your business, your general luck, your health, etc., etc. All right, and of course this kichi is not too bad, but the best is always daikichi. Daikichi. That means big fortune. All right. So just now I've gone through with you when you go to a Terra, how do you do a proper offering or respect to the God? But here I so-called summarize for you. Go to the temple, you walk along the side, you hit the shrine. Of course, you purify yourself first, and then you do this nile nihakshu ichire. So nile means bow twice. All right, nihakshu. All right, and then you make your prayer. After you're done your prayer, ichire. Easy? Yeah? So remember, nile, nihakshu, ichire. Ichire. All right, so I have already used my short 40 minutes with you guys. sharing with you what the Japanese do leading up to the New Year. In short, the New Year's Day is a very important day in the Japanese culture. To the Japanese population, they celebrate on the 1st. And of course, leading to the New Year Day, they have many activities. Like I've shared with you, they prepare a special meal called osetsu ryori. And then if they do not have osetsu ryori, some families definitely they will also eat. You want to guess soba or udon before the year end? Soba? Soba? Yes, it's soba, not udon. Usually they eat a simple soba before the year ends, and then they go to the temple. So small villages, they also have small temple. They also go to these small villages temple and they start praying and then to celebrate the New Year. It's usually very cold, but it's very fun. All right. So and then when the New Year starts, everything you see, everything you hear is about Hatsu. Hatsu Hinode, Hatsu Uri, Hatsu. Everything is first. All right. So with that, on the last Sunday of 2020, I wish you a very good year in 2021. And then in Japanese is Yoi Toshio. Yoi Toshio. ね、また来年。ありがとうございました。よろしくお願いします。バイバイ。